Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you all here, Khulna Online School. As this is my first class in this school, I'd like to introduce myself to you. My name is Muhammad Rafiqul Islam, and I am an assistant teacher English working at Mishrai Girls High School, Chattogram. In today's class, I am going to teach you a very important grammar lesson of class 9 and 10. The students, so perhaps you are ready. So let's get started this class with a video. Enjoy the video. Listen to the conversation. Listen to the conversation of the video and read at the same time read the subtitle that you can see at the bottom on the screen. That really wasn't very okay. You remember me, don't you? Don't you? Don't you? Okay, you remember me, don't you? Another conversation we see, something big's coming, isn't it? Something big's coming, isn't it? Okay, dear students, what have we seen there? We have seen in the movie, the people in the movie are using a question type phrase after they speak repeatedly. My question is, what is this? Can you tell me? Okay, this is question. Yes, you may have hear of many types of questions. For example, short question, broad question, WH questions, yes no questions, multiple choice question, but this is very different questions. The students, so can you guess what type of questions are we going to learn? This is a question tag. So our lesson is question tag. Look at the board. Question tag 1. After completing this lesson, you will be able to make question tag, use it correctly, and then you can continue your conversation spontaneously. Okay, dear students, now I am writing here 3 sentences. I am your teacher. Aren't I? Listen to me. Could you? And the third sentence. Let's learn the lesson. Let's learn the lesson online. Shall we? Okay. I am your teacher. Just if I remove this, there is no punctuation mark here. I'm your teacher. Aren't I? Listen to me. Could you? Let's learn the lesson online, shall we? The students, from I am your teacher, this is main clause. And the later part that you can see after the statement, after the main clause, this is called question tag. Or you can say tag question, that you feel comfortable. The students, at the same time, listen to me, this is main clause, and could you, this is question tag. Always the later part is question tag. Again you see, this is main clause or statement, and this is question tag. There is some important grammar here. I am your teacher. Main clause always remain separated from the later part question tag by a comma. By a comma. By a comma. Okay. And after the question tag, always put a question mark. Thus, you will use punctuation mark. Okay. After that, there is a question. I can say, why do we need question tag? Why? What is the purpose of using question tag? The students, this is very common practice in conversation, English conversation, to use question tag. And question tags are used mainly for two reasons. Number one, for example, the speaker makes a statement, but he is not sure of it, it is true or not. If he wants to make it sure, wants to be certain of it, then he adds a question tag to the statement main clause. Okay. And another things, just I'm your teacher, it is true, and I want to continue my conversation without any hesitation, so I say, I'm your teacher, aren't I? Okay, thus we can continue without hesitation our conversation. Okay, the students, this time I am going to teach you another thing. You are ready. Aren't you? You are ready, aren't you? It is nice today. It is nice today. Isn't it? Isn't it? The students, you may ask me a question, sir, how can we understand that this question tag refers to agreement or disagreement, or to be sure? How can? Actually, this is completely depends on how you use, how your voice goes. Okay? For example, you are ready. Really, I ask you a question, dear students, are you ready? Can I see you? Really, I can't see you. So I am not sure, but I want to be sure, and that's why I will use a question tag, and that time my voice will goes up, is rise. Okay? For example, I can move this here. Okay? You are ready, aren't you? Okay? My voice goes up because I want to be sure whether you are ready or not. Okay? And here is nice today. Here is nice today. You know, I know how is the day. Everybody knows. So this time I will, my voice will goes down. How? It's nice today, isn't it? Yes. Just I want to continue my lecture here. Okay. The students, for this reason, and thus we can use question tag. And this is called intonation. What is intonation? Intonation is the rise and fall of your voice. Okay. This time I am writing another sentence. gradually I will make it clear the lesson by explaining some example sentences by writing here. So look, listen and say. If you have any questions, like in the comment box. But unfortunately I can't see, I have no another device. The student here, it is very hot today. You know, it is very hot today, isn't it? Okay. Another sentence, she is not so lazy. She is not so lazy. Is she? Okay, dear students, this now I am going to talk about sentence pattern. You know, this is main clause. This is main clause, and this is the main clause is positive. Is positive. That means it is in positive affirmative, and but isn't it? This is in negative. At the same time, we see this is negative, and is she positive? What have we learned here? What is the basic sentence pattern of question tag and main clause? Actually, if the main clause is in positive or affirmative, the question tag becomes negative. If the main clause is in negative, the question tag must be positive. Okay? So, now this time I'm going to another tips for you. I'm going to tell you another tips for you. This is also very important. Now I'm writing here to its structure. Number one, auxiliary verb plus subject. And number two, auxiliary verb plus plus subject. The students, I want to make you clear by these two structures that the question tag pattern. If the question tag pattern is positive, the word order of this phrase is just like this. First, write here auxiliary verb and then subject. And if it is negative, first auxiliary verb comes, then and then subject. Actually, question tag is a phrase. It is a type of, it is a short question, or you can say mini question, and it is just like a phrase. And you can add this after your statement, but never use a question tag after an interrogative sentence. Okay? This time I want to add another things, the students. You can use question tag, but what do you need to make question tag? Okay, this time I'm going to tell you what do you need to make any question tag. If you want to make a correct question tag, mainly you need three things. Number one, you need first auxiliary verb. Number two, you need a pronoun. And number three, you may need not. You know auxiliary verb, be verb, am, is, are. You can repeat after me. Am, is, are, was, were, okay. Pronoun, of course you will use subject pronoun, never possessive object, and not any other pronoun. Always use personal subject pronoun. For example, I, we, you, he, she, he, it, they, all these are subject pronoun. Okay, and then use short form of this contracted form. This is not, and if it is shorted, it is just nt, not and nt. Okay, you need three things if you want to make any question tag. Okay, the students, you need more one things, and that is short form of auxiliary and negative not. For example, just like I am writing here a few words. For example, am not. It shortened to amn't. Amn't. Okay. Is not. Isn't. Are not. Aren't. Was not. Wasn't. Were not. Want. Okay. You can make short form like this. Isn't, amn't, isn't. Sorry. Aren't, wasn't, and won't. And like you can make any short form with Beaver and have verb, have not, haven't, has not, hasn't, had not, hadn't. Also forms of do, do not, don't, does not, doesn't, and did not, didn't. Also you can make with modal auxiliary verb, may not, meant, might not, mightn't, could not, couldn't. That's okay, and more verbs you will see later when I will clear it with example sentences. Okay, students, in every sentences you are learning a very important specific rules of question tag. This time I am writing here more two sentences. If I broke the glass. If I broke the glass. If I broke the glass. Didn't. What would be here? If I or she. Another sentence. My mom cooks well. My mom cooks well. Doesn't my mom or she. My question is here subject is Ifa and another subject is my mom. What would be here if here any noun as a subject is used? You never use any noun here, always use pronoun of the subject. So she and she, never use any noun as a subject of question tag. Got the point? If the subject of a main clause is noun, always use is pronoun. Okay, now I am asking you another question. Can you tell me how many tenses in English language? You can answer this question easily. There are 12 tenses in English language. There are 12 tenses in English language. We can divide these tenses into two parts on the basis of the number of using verb. For example, number 1, 2 tenses, and number 2, 10 tenses. You know this tense always we use in these tenses verb phrase. Verb phrase means we use here auxiliary auxiliary verb plus main verb. Okay, but here we use only single verb, that may be be verb or have verb or main verb, any other verb. Dear students, just we can say single verb. That means we use two tenses, single verb, and the rest 10 tenses we use verb phrase. Okay, double verb. One is helping verb, another is main verb. The students, now I will make it more clear with example sentences. We are learning question tag. We are learning question tags. On to. Okay, another sentence. Robin enjoys the class. Robin enjoys the class. Doesn't she? Doesn't he? Okay, the next one. Bobby learned her lesson. Bobby learned her lesson. Didn't she? The learners here, we are learning. This is helping verb and this is main verb. Verb phrase. This is present continuous tense. There's two verbs. So make question tag. To make question tag easily, we can take this auxiliary. But there is no auxiliary. Single verb. This is Robin enjoys. There is no auxiliary, but we need auxiliary to make question tag. Okay, Bobby learned. This is there is a single verb, only one verb. Enjoys and learn. In this case, this is enjoys present simple tense and this is past simple tense. For present simple tense, we use auxiliary do or does. Okay, and present past tense only is one word, one form of do, and that is do. So you can see we have taken this is third person singular does, and there is no difference among these. Bobby did always use did for the past simple tense as an auxiliary. Okay, dear students, in this way we can learn the basic grammar of question tag. Perhaps gradually you can get the point. Okay, this time question tag maybe with Beaver there is a mistake. We can write here, there is a mistake, isn't it? Okay, another sentence, the answer is not right. The answer is not right. The answer is not right. Is it? Okay, the students, we know in two tenses we use single verb, but sometimes we see single verb, but it is only Beaver. Single verb, but it is only Beaver. No problem, we'll take it auxiliary. Is. Okay, so no problem. That means if you find any Beaver in a sentence singly, you will think this verb has been used as a main verb. So though it is main verb, but it will be used as auxiliary in the question tag. Students, now another sentence, you have 2 pens. Suppose you have 2 pens. You have 2 pens. What will be here? On another sentence, she has an exam tomorrow. She has an exam tomorrow. Exam tomorrow. Okay. She has an exam tomorrow. You have 2 pens. Here we can write, haven't you? Or we can also write, don't you? In this case we can write, doesn't she? First we can write, hasn't she? Or doesn't she? Both are right. It is the British people use this, and the American people use this. Okay, no problem. You can choose anyone from these 2 options. Okay, thus you can use Beaver when it is used as a main verb. Okay, now another important rule for you. There is a book on the desk. There is a book on the desk. Okay. There is a book on the desk. Another sentence. There are 12 months in a year. There are 12 months in the year. You know, in the year. There are 12 months in the year. I've said few minutes ago, I said to you, always use the same subject both in main clause and the question tag. And also we can use there as a subject. Isn't there? The same time, aren't there? Aren't there? We can write always, it is easy to learn question tag. We can write here, it is easy to learn question tag. Isn't it? The students, here we have used as a subject there, and it. My question is, what is this? There, or there and it can be subject. Actually, they have been used here as a subject in the subject position, but they are genuine subject. They are false. They are pretend to be subject. Okay. In spite of that, as the main clause takes this as a subject, so we'll also use this as a subject of the question tag. Okay. So there and it can be used as a subject in the question tag. Okay. Got the point? Yes. Now, I have a big tip for you in this lesson. Super tip. I call it super tip. I've made a sentence. Be saying. be sane, reasonable, sensitive, be sane. To get it easily, there are 4 letters here. For example, S for some, A for any. I'll make it clear later. Any. N for no. No and no. And E for every. Every and every. Okay? We can add some more words after these words. Some, somebody, anybody, nobody, everybody. Okay? Someone, anyone, no one, everyone. Okay? And we can use here thing, something, anything, nothing, and everything. The students, you can keep all these words by this technique. I've divided these words into 2 parts. Look here. Okay. So let's see 2 example sentences. Nobody phoned me. Nobody phoned me. Did they? Okay. Another example sentence. Nothing is certain. Nothing is certain. Is it? Okay. The students, if you find all these words are used as a subject at the start of main clause, instead of this, always use there. Always use there for the subject as the subject of the question tag. But if all these words are used as the subject of main clause, for example, nothing, always use it. Got the point? Okay, the students, they all till now, from the beginning of my class till now, we have learned how to add a question tag after a statement, assertive sentence. Now this time I am going to teach you how can you add after the imperative sentence. Imperative sentence. Okay. Open the door. Number 1, open the door. Will you? The students, this is the structure of this imperative sentence, just like this. This is verb and extension. Okay. If the main clause is just like this, verb plus extension, use here will you, could you, would you. Okay? And if it is don't make a noise. Don't make a noise. Okay? Don't make a noise. Will you? Okay, if the question tag just like this and start with don't and it is imperative sentence, you always use will you. Okay, in other structures, here we see let's go out for work. Let us go out for a walk. Here, let us. If you see at the beginning of the sentence, let us, it is imperative sentence. They use here shall we, without any thinking right here, shall we? Okay, but you can ask me, sir, if there is another structure of the imperative sentence, for example, let him, let them, let her. Okay, no problem. In this case, use here, will you? Will you? For example, let them play. Let them play. As let and them, so we use will you. Will you? Okay. Thus we can make question tag after imperative sentence. And there is another question, sir. If it is let me say, let me write, what would be here? If it is let me, use here only shall we. Shall I? Use here shall I. Okay, the students, now I am showing you a peculiarity of a sentence. For example, I am a doctor. I am a doctor. The British people use here aren't I. Aren't I? And but if it is I am not a doctor, these people use here am I. Okay, in this lesson you have learned a lot of grammar on question tag. Now I will test your brain, I'll test your knowledge. So I'm taking to you on this screen. Look at this screen. There is an assessment for you. A few seconds later, I will tell you the answer. You are not going to school tomorrow. Can you? It will be you. Okay. We have seen that movie. We have seen the subject we and have. Can you make it? Haven't we? Okay. There is an exam tomorrow. What would it be? Already have done this on the board. Isn't there? And it is raining now. What? Yes, isn't it? And next, the children can swim. What will be here? Can't they? Okay. Now this time I am giving you a very little homework. Look here. Write a dialogue between you and your friend about online school and use question tag in it. Students, I have tried to teach you in this lesson all about question tag, basic grammar of question tag, and there are some difficult and complicated rules related to these topics. Later, whenever I will come again, then I will try to teach you more complicated, difficult rules of this topic. Okay, if you have any other questions, you can write in comment box and I'll try to reply to you later. Okay, in this lesson I have tried to teach you, number one, how to make a question tag, how to use a question tag, and when to use a question tag properly. Okay, perhaps now you have clear about the question tag. Okay, thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.